I'm back, ladies and gentlemen, after snoozing for well over a week. But you know who's really been in a deep slumber and just woke up as of recently? Division 2, with arguably their biggest DLC to date, Battle for Brooklyn. And I could not wait any longer. This DLC was long in the making for quite some time, and of course Ubisoft just had to drop it, and I was just there and I'm like, I had to play it. Because y'all know me, or in case if you don't, if you're new, I am a big fan of Tom Clancy's The Division 2. I've been playing this for years. I have taken like a few years break. I was playing it heavy during the pandemic. Like that was like my comfort game. But then I took a break, and now with the Battle of Brooklyn being out and about now, it's currently live, I do want to jump back into the Division 2, get into the whole grind and see what Division 2 has to offer after multiple title updates that I've missed out on. And when I say waiting, I don't mean waiting just for the DLC to launch. I was streaming this, and I was waiting in a virtual line for like 10, 20, maybe even 30 minutes. I'm just taking like a wild ballpark guess on how long I waited. But the point being is, I waited in a virtual line, and it was worth every minute that I waited, because my god, it is glorious, and it feels so good to be back in Brooklyn. So before I ramble on and nerd out a little bit, let's discuss exactly what Division 2 is. Division 2 is a looter shooter game that takes place in a post-pandemic America. You're basically like a sleeper agent turned tactical janitor is like the best way to describe it. You're cleaning up the streets of all these gangs and factions that have very questionable morals, and that doesn't include just the factions and the gangs. We're talking about like the characters that fight alongside you. But all in all, Division 2 is cover based, stat heavy, and it's just a rush of dopamine. It's just so fun. Now with all that said, Division 2 isn't a big game. I will definitely say that. I will admit that. It is not the next Call of Duty. Division is one of those shooters that's just there. It's there. If you ever want to play it, that's fine. But until then, it's not a big deal if you don't want to play it. It's not a bad game. It's definitely not broken, and it's definitely not a dead game. But to me personally, it feels like one of those games that wish it could be one of the cool kids. It has amazing gameplay, solid progression, and yeah, there are bullet sponges that makes you wonder what the hell are you doing in your life that you have to shoot an actual human 10 million times for them to actually die, but it's still a great game. But then we had the Battle for Brooklyn, the DLC that just came out recently for Division 2. I think it's safe to say that Battle for Brooklyn is the second DLC that would come after Warlords of New York. You probably hear Warlords of New York around that space. There were many times when people would talk about Division 2, but then you would also hear Warlords of New York. Now, Battle for Brooklyn is the first DLC to come out after Warlords of New York, which I think we can say is like 5 years now? But to me, Battle for Brooklyn doesn't really feel like just a DLC. It feels like a new game. Now, granted, I haven't played Division 2 in a long time. It's been about several years since I last played Division 2, but there's new enemies, there's new missions, there's a new map, a new world to explore, which is like Brooklyn, which breathes life into Division 2, and there's like a new story to follow. Like, it feels like a whole new different game to me, and I'm so here for it. And there were times that I was playing the DLC, I was live streaming it. There was this time I would be playing the DLC, and I felt as if I was actually thinking in some situations, especially in some boss fights. Like, it's very rare that there is a looter shooter that you would play and it actually makes you think. Like looter shooters that make you think is rarer than like a stable Ubisoft server. And I love a game that makes me think. A shooter that makes me think at that. Like Destiny 2, sure, is all about shooting and everything, but they have raids and there's certain puzzles in these missions that I would love to play. And then you have Division that's kind of like the same thing, where you have they have their own version of raids, of course, and then there are certain puzzles and things in the game that you have to figure out, and I like that. And I think what's like a icing on the cake for me here, this may not relate to me so much, but I think it's really awesome that Division 2 is now available to play at the Xbox Game Pass, which I think is really great. So if you have an Xbox Game Pass, you could play Division 2 right now, and it wouldn't cost you a dime. So long as you subscribe to the Xbox Game Pass, you're able to play Division 2, so why not just give it a chance? Not to mention, we have to remember that Division 2 came out back in 2019, I believe. I think like around March 2019. And the game came out for the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4. So you have this game that is still being supported for the past gen games. So you have PlayStation 4 and Xbox One players that are still playing Division 2, and they still get a chance to play the DLC with the PlayStation 5 gamers and the Xbox Series gamers. And I just love that. I just think the only thing that they're missing here is the cross-play, and I don't think they're going to do cross-play, unfortunately, for Division 2. Both cross-play and cross-progression. I think these things are only going to be reserved for Division 3 because I did hear talks about Division 3 currently being developed, but I'll bite my tongue on that because we don't have much information on that. So now that Ubisoft have pulled a CPR on Ubisoft and now it's breathing through a AAA ventilator, it's time to ask ourselves, is this the best time to play Division 2? Personally, for me, I say it's fun. The game slaps. It really does. It slaps hard. Me, across the face. I turn the other cheek for that second slap. Like, I'm asking for seconds at this point. This is a really great game. I would definitely say it's fun to play with friends when it comes to this game because you can experiment with like different builds and you have someone that's doing like a skill build, you're doing DPS. It's really fun. I would only say that the only reason I feel that people are hesitant to jump on Division 2 is that the DLC was just late. It's fashionably late. The fact that you released a DLC like during 2020 of March and now you're releasing another DLC after 5 years kind of makes people scratch their head a bit and they're like, okay, you release a DLC now, so is this the right time to jump in? Personally, I would say so. Go right ahead. If you've been watching some gameplay and you liked what you see, I would say it wouldn't hurt for you to just jump on. Like I mentioned before, it's free on the Xbox Game Pass, so play it there. And if you like what you see, then maybe, spend a little bit of $15 and get yourself the Battle of Brooklyn. It's amazing. I love it. And the scenery is gorgeous. I've always said this a lot, but they did a good job replicating New York City. But with all that said and done, I'm going to play a few clips from my previous stream where I was playing Division 2 so you can see the Battle of Brooklyn for yourself. A little bit of a spoiler alert, but if you don't mind the spoilers, sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Days that we are overstocked. Yes, sir. Yes, we are overstocked. Yum, yum. Yum. We can't even, damn, we can't even do the thing? We can't even tinker. That's crazy. No tinkering? What the? You have a shield, bitch?
Enemy shields have been activated.
Yo, we really playing Division right now. Yo, she got a shield! What is wrong with you? Yo, stop! Yo, sis, stop! Yo, I didn't expect myself to be playing this kind of game. I'm like, what game has shields? I mean, I have a shield. But that shield that's foreign. That is crazy. Stop. Decoys.
Agent vital signs 0.
I was coping. It was either that or I punch a hole through my screen.
Agent requesting backup.
Yo, being immune is crazy.
This isn't my tech. There's no way the Rikers could ever shield like that with Sarah. Agent.
Yo, am I even hitting you?
Way we can incapacitate her. Sarah's shield is being powered by a mobile battery. There's an EMP on the roof. Must be some kind of failsafe. Get the generators online to power the EMP so we can knock out her shield. Immediate medical assistance needed. Agent incapacitated.
Yo, yo,
Vital signs
Sarah with the
critical.
jump scare, bro, is wild. Stop. Sarah, stop. Sarah, stop. Sarah, stop. Oh my god.
Immediate medical assistance needed. Agent deceased.
Can I hang on? No. Time out. All right, we need to switch it up. Hold up. Give me that shield. Give me. What the?
Immediate medical
Yo,
assistance
Sarah's
needed.
chill.
Agent down. Immediate
Yo,
medical assistance
yo,
needed.
Jesus Christ. Please, for the love of God, please. I don't get a chance to shoot at anybody. Stop.
Agent deceased.
What is wrong with this game? Yo, she is insane, bruh. Yo, I really feel I need like a skill build. All right. Now motherfuckers are gonna get stung.
Immediate medical assistance needed. Agent killed.
Jesus Christ.
Serious trauma detected.
Like, it's so
Agent
crazy.
killed.
It's like you have to take cover.
Immediate medical assistance
My
needed.
God.
Agent down.
Three, two, 1, 0. Oh,
Her
no!
shield's down again, Agent. Go. Now's your chance. Get Sarah.
You don't want me to stay out of range.
Where you running to? She skirt? Sick 'em, boy. Sick 'em.
Vital signs critical.
This is definitely a standoff. Holy shit. Has to be the most tense standoff I've ever had in this. Like, this is like a game of patience. I got you. Got you.
Agent, we need to locate Danvers and end the Cleaner Riker collab. I can't believe Sarah's alive. I need to know why she would do this.
That's hot. That's hot. I like the scenery.
Serum already vital signs are acceptable. Recovery team on site to extract the hostile.
Oh my god. I really thought that was gonna be the end. I was like, yo, if they spawn ads, I'm in deep shit. Like, that is crazy. GG's. Can we leave Brooklyn? Can we leave Brooklyn?